whatever. Then you do your own research.
Okay.
But your question specifically to do with stock market. That's what the question suits, right? So if you take a stock market, if a person is managing it for you, a broker, what is the news you would expect, or what is the message you would expect is a daily update on what's happening. Not about my stocks. That's something I don't want to know, because from that I can access my internet, and I would have an account where I can check what's happening to my stocks. But I need someone to tell me what's also happening with other stocks that I don't own currently.
Yes.
So that's an opportunity. An opportunity is very rare. So that allows me to buy something.
Yes.
So rather than just calling me up and saying, look, this is what's happening to your stock, which is not a big deal, I can check on internet. He's supposed to tell me, he or she is supposed to tell me what are the other good opportunities. And also that person should have the know-how. You can't predict the stock market, it's very volatile. At least give me an indication as to what could happen in the future. Those are some of the things I need to be told, and those updates need to come in very regularly.
Yeah, okay. And talking about that, is that very relevant to Sri Lanka? Can people depend on feedback, on media, on wherever they are getting the information that it's going to be consistent, it's going to be successful? What do you think about the Sri Lankan picture so far?
See, Sri Lankan stock market is a very immature market.
Okay.
We have not matured yet. We have only 1% of the population involved. Only 2013 budget brought in certain reforms and education awareness programs. As of now, we are a very immature market, and we don't even have a solid foundation. Sri Lankan market is unpredictable.
Okay.
It goes up, it goes down. There were times when IPOs came out, Sri Lankan stock market was doing amazing.
Yes.
Now it's going down. It has not recovered. Some people say it's gone to its all-time low. It can't go down any further. So the point being, a Sri Lankan market, you can rely on feedback and media and stuff like that, but I keep reiterating my same point. You need to know what's happening to the Sri Lankan market. You need to know what's happening to Sri Lankan business market, because I'm telling you, I said a little while back, when a very popular appointment was done, if you read it up on news then and there, you'd have bought those stocks.
Exactly.
If you read that 2 days later, you wouldn't have bought those stocks.
Yeah.
Even if that person called you up and said, look, I mean, this person has been appointed, why don't you buy the stock? You need to first know whether that person's appointment is going to have an impact on the stock market.
Yeah.
So the point is having the knowledge, because if you don't have the knowledge, don't go into the stock market, because it's a very, cruel place, I would say.
Or maybe not very reliable.
Not very reliable as well. But you can make money. I mean, that's what I said. High risk, high gain. Low risk, low gain.
Exactly. So it depends on what kind of risk that you want to get.
Exactly.
The overall picture that I got is that. And also, moving on from that, let's talk about investment scams. How do you spot an investment scam?
How do you spot an investment scam? If someone walks up to me, calls me up and says, look, you pump in 100 rupees, I'll give you another 100 rupees tomorrow, that's an investment scam.
Alright.
So the point is, if someone is guaranteeing you a return which is exorbitant, which is unimaginable, which in reality, because if someone walks up to you and says, you give me 1 million, I'll give you 1 million in a month, the rate of return is 100%.
Yeah.
Now the question you need to ask is, what is that guy doing to get that 1 million? What can you do in today's world to double your investment in a month?
In a month.
Very rare things, right? Very less things, and most of them are illegal also.
Yes.
So the point being, if someone guarantees you that, that's a scam to start with.
Okay.
That's a basic principle for a scam.
Alright.
So the point being, I would not blame people who engage in scam, because I say, cheat me once.
Alright.
Shame on you. Cheat me twice. Shame on me.
Exactly.
Because the point being, scams are profound everywhere. Scams are popular everywhere.
Okay.
Everyone knows what scams are. And if you still for all go and, get fooled by someone's offering of a 100% return or a 40% return, I think you need to take the blame for yourself and not blame the guy who's doing it, because he's smart then.
Alright. What sort of vulnerability do you see in the current society of Sri Lanka in order to be exposed or get attracted and get entwined in a scam?
So the point being,
like you said before, because what made me think of this is that you said that Sri Lankans are not very risky. They don't take risks when it comes to investment. But when, like you said, when somebody comes with a very extravagant offer, people would just go for it.
Yes.
Very without having any information about it or whatnot, people will just go for it. And we know about so many examples that happen around this area, around this country, that is. So, I mean, how vulnerable are we in that case? Unless, of course, you are a very good professional and you're educated about it. How vulnerable do you see a common Sri Lankan would be to get caught in an investment scam?
So if you take Asian countries, Sri Lanka is a country with a very high literacy rate. So most of our people are quite educated. They're very educated if you take Sri Lankans as a population. But the point being, when you go to school, what does school teach you? It teaches you to work for money.
Yes.
That's what we say, because when you enter school, you say, get good grades for O-levels, A-levels, and get into a good company and earn some money.
Yes.
So you are taught to work for money. Versus Sri Lankans are not taught to make money work for them. When you work for money, you go to a company. When money works for you, that's an investment. So the point being, though our literacy rate is skyrocketing at a 90% plus, our awareness or
and
education levels,
is different.
exactly, our education levels in terms of the practical finances are very low. So the point being, using that as the, let's say basics, we are obviously vulnerable. So when someone walks in, because see, we are also a community where a majority of the population is below the poverty line, because Colombo is not Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Majority is below the poverty line, and
indeed.
we Sri Lankans, we aspire to go to the next level. So basically, from the amount of money you have, when someone says I'll give you double that money, we want that money because that's for education, so on and so forth. So hence you are easily induced into going for an investment which is a scam, and you end up losing all the money. So we come back to the same point: education, awareness, and also knowing if someone offers you something that is lucrative but also exorbitant, then that could not be a safe option to go for, would be a scam.
All right, but is that why Asian countries are more involved in slave labor and things like that? Because, like you said, the perceptions in educations are very starkly different. You work for a company is what we always put into somebody's brain here, but in Europe it's different than that. So, is there anything else that you want to educate our audience about investing and getting into investing? And would you like to encourage our youth out there to step up and get into the investment procedures that they want to actually do?
Okay, I mean, to the youth of Sri Lanka, only one thing you need to do. You need to take out a piece of paper and then a pen and then write down how much you earn per month, and then also write down how much you think you're going to earn in 5 years, 10 years down the line. Total it up, add it up, look at the amount it comes to. Nothing great at all. So then the point is, then think of marrying, having children, taking care of their expenses, getting them married, car. Then you look at your saving, it's basically zero. Now that's a reason why you need to be in a position to earn extra money. How do you earn extra money? By taking that money and sending it out. So you also working, your money is also working. So what you earn, you spend. What your money earns, you keep it. That's an encouragement. That's a motivation for you to get involved in investing. But before investing, you need to have a little bit of thought process, because otherwise you lose whatever you earn. And then remember everything that was discussed, but the best way to start investing is to invest itself.
All right, thank you. With that note, we have to wrap up today. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Shafraz Salim. We will soon see you with a new topic on finances, of course. If you want to know any more information about our program, and if you have any suggestions, comments, or rather complaints or whatnot, please log into www.facebook.com/Good Morning Sri Lanka. Click like and enter your message and give us your feedback as well. So we will join you tomorrow, same time, with another wonderful program with a lot of insight and a lot of information. Bye-bye.